Welcome to Quiet Echo. I'm Teresa Nikas, and I'll be your host for today's podcast episode. When darkness enters the classroom. It's Monday morning in Cedar Valley, and I'll be honest with you, I've been struggling with what to say. Sometimes the news gives you something to push against, something to analyze. And sometimes it just leaves you sitting in silence, searching for words that feel adequate. Saturday afternoon, a gunman walked into an economics exam at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. He opened fire on students taking their finals. 2 young people were killed. 9 others were wounded. And as of this morning, the shooter is still at large. This was the 76th school shooting in America this year. I don't have policy prescriptions this morning. I don't have political arguments. What I have is a question that won't leave me alone. Sunday evening, the community gathered for a vigil. Rabbi Sarah Mack stood before the crowd and said something that's been turning in my mind ever since. She said, "No matter what our faith tradition, no matter what we believe, each and every one of us can share that light. We can use our light to kindle other lights, to care for one another, and that is how we get through this dark moment." It's beautiful. And I believe it's true. But here's my question, is it enough? Not whether it's theologically sound, I believe it is. Not whether it offers comfort, surely it does. But is the sharing of light enough to push back the kind of darkness that walks into a room full of students and starts shooting? I ask this not to be cynical. I ask because I think how we answer matters. In Cedar Valley, we've learned something about light and darkness. We've seen fear take root and divide us. And we've seen what happens when people deliberately and persistently choose to kindle light instead. It works. Slowly, imperfectly, but genuinely it works. But it requires more than sentiment. Light doesn't kindle itself. Someone has to strike the match. Someone has to show up and do the hard work of building relationships before crisis arrives. We can't undo what happened in that classroom. But we can decide how we live in response. We can choose to know the young people in our own community, really know them. We can notice when someone is struggling, slipping toward the margins. We can build the kind of town where darkness has fewer shadows to hide in. Rabbi Mack was right. Light kindles light. But someone has to go first. Someone has to strike the match. As you start your week, I'm asking myself, am I that someone? Are you? I'm Teresa Nikas. This has been Quiet Echo, brought to you by publication consultants. They believe in the power of authors. Go well this week. We'll talk again soon.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open.